Husband is bi help. 35M, 37F, 25M. Reddit. I need some advice. Throwaway account so my husband doesn't see this. My husband, 35, and I, 37, have been together for about 10 years and we've recently been going through some discoveries about ourselves. We're really finding out who we are since we're finally in a position to do that, and my husband has discovered that he's bi and he wants to experience that side of him. We love each other to bits. But I'm struggling with this. I know my husband loves me to the ends of the earth and back. I know he will never leave me. He tells me these things anytime this whole thing comes up, but I am struggling. The worst part of all of this is that I feel like I'm not enough for him anymore. I grew up in rural Wyoming where every family is a man plus woman plus kids, and I know that's not what every family looks like, but I have always pictured that for us one day. At first, I let him chat and sext guys online as long as he kept the NSFW stuff to himself. He met someone, Jim, 25, that he is constantly talking with and developing a friendship beyond just sex. Hell, I even started messaging this guy because of how much my husband goes on about him, and he seems fine. Jim has told me how much my husband means to him and he wants to come visit us for a weekend as a friend. No sex. No touching. Just as a friend. My husband is over the moon about the visit. But I'm getting these waves of depression washing over me because of that "I'm not enough" feeling. I've brought the feelings up to him a few times and he always tells me that he'll stop if I ask. But I can't bring myself to do that. I see how happy he is to indulge this side of himself, and I feel like a bitch for even thinking of stomping on that. My primal lizard brain is telling me that people should only love one person. My selfish brain is saying that my husband is mine and mine alone. My heart hurts that my brain is preventing my husband from experiencing who he really is. I know he'll never pick someone over me. But do I let him try the other side? TLD, her husband found out he's bi and wants to experience that. Wife both wants him to be happy but also be all to herself. Being bisexual doesn't override a monogamous relationship. Have you really communicated to your husband how you're feeling? I see that he's offered to stop if you ask. But if you don't feel like you can ask, then that's another issue in and of itself in your relationship's communication. Your husband is allowed to find men attractive. I don't know about your household, but I'd even say he could be exploring this with porn. I'm not sure why his default was, I need to flirt with and have sex with men to really figure out who I am. Plenty of bisexual people are married and don't cheat on their spouses, or even ask to step out. It's great that your husband figured this out about himself and wants to explore it. But he's also in a committed, monogamous relationship. And that doesn't change just because he's bi now. If you're not enthusiastic about this, and it sounds like you're indifferent at best, and terribly distressed at worst, you need to have a conversation with him. Both of you need to be fully involved and supportive of the exploration. Otherwise, this is going to end badly for everyone. I am bisexual and absolutely monogamous. I would never engage in NSFW stuff with someone who is not my son, nor would I build the sort of emotional connection they already have. He is crossing lines with emotional cheating. Besides the obvious sexting and NSFW. And you seem to stomp on your own boundaries to try to make him happy. But the thing is, if he loves you and you are enough for him, there is no need to cross your boundaries to make him happy because he is already happy with you. You seem uncomfortable, and, just to make this clear, just because he is bi doesn't mean he has to sext or develop an emotional affair to be fulfilled. That is non-monogamy and you don't seem to want or be okay with it. Have a serious talk with him. Explain how you've been feeling, and I'm telling you, there is nothing wrong with you telling him to stop when trying for these things. non-monogamy as you have been doing already. There needs to be enthusiasm and happiness from all the people involved. This isn't the case, so this needs to stop. You aren't a bitch because you want your relationship with your husband to continue the way it is. You are putting his feeling above your own, and if it was me, I wouldn't want my son to do that. If he truly loves you, he would also feel bad about making you feel not enough. Allowing this man to enter your relationship IRL and meeting would absolutely add another layer of things that could go wrong and boundaries that could be crossed. He may feel just like a friend stopping by, but this doesn't mean this won't change when he gets there. I would also have a talk with your husband, because, personally, I wouldn't be comfortable with keeping contact with this friend, even if you stop everything else. But this is just my opinion. You see what is comfortable for you. Being bisexual has absolutely nothing to do with being non-monogamous. Bisexual people do not need to have concurrent relationships with people of varying genders in order to be fulfilled. Bisexual people in heteropassing relationships are no less bisexual. Your husband is using his newfound identity to justify cheating. You both agreed when you married that you were in a monogamous relationship. You don't have to and shouldn't agree to change that if you don't want to. If your husband wants to break that agreement by going out to explore with men, he needs to initiate divorce, move out, and go do that on his own. So your husband found a boyfriend and he's coming to visit at your house. I'm bi in a straight passing monogamous relationship. What your husband is doing is wrong. He's having what seems like an emotional affair. You need to put an end to this now. Bisexuality does not mean non-monogamous. Your husband is cheating on you. I don't really get how this went downhill that fast. I am bi and in a relationship with a woman. I have no urge to also date men, which he is doing. You let this go on for far too long, thinking you are making him happy while you are miserable. You need to sit down with your husband as soon as possible and discuss your feelings, because I will guarantee you something will happen with that guy visiting. I don't understand why being bi suddenly means open season to cheat. You have had the bi doesn't mean poly thing already. Which, that's all that is needed to be said, really. But, are you okay with it? If you are, jealousy is a normal reaction in these sort of relationships. Tell him to stop, leave him, or seek reassurance and understand that your feelings are 100% valid. You aren't being controlling. You're not being homophobic. You are feeling. Your son just wants a free pass to cheat on you. Divorce him and move on. You're being steamrolled and manipulated by your husband. He's emotionally cheating. Being bi doesn't change your monogamous marriage. I really think you should talk to him. Write it in a letter if that makes it easier. But with how distressed you are, I truly think letting this go further will result in the end of your relationship. Did you two ever talk about him actually developing a relationship with other people? In your post you state you only gave him permission to set. And this is going above and beyond that. I would say something along the lines of, "Husband, I'm truly happy you've discovered this about yourself and I want to support you in this. But we agreed you could sext men. We never agreed to you developing a romantic relationship with someone else. Which is what's happened. We're now at the point where you feel it's appropriate to invite this man to our house for the weekend and have me interact with him. While the two of you continue to strengthen what's already a very distressing bond for me. I love you. I want to be here for you. And I tried to be okay with this. But I'm not. I am not okay with Jim coming here, and I'm asking you to cancel it. Personally, I would also ask that he cut all contact with Jim. They're way too close and it's not fair for you to be under so much stress." The problem is your brain is correct, it's not a lizard brain. Your husband's having an emotional affair with another human being. Unless you're in an open marriage or want an open marriage, then this shouldn't happen. You basically said of yourself that you were monogamous. If your husband is not monogamous, then you're not compatible. You're going to have to decide what you want to do. If you're not compatible, there doesn't seem to be much of a decision to make. He's basically trying to have an affair in front of you. Stop trying to be cool and accepting. Being bi doesn't suddenly entitle someone to have another partner. You have to be honest with him, but realize that it might be too late. He's having, essentially, an emotional affair with Jim and you've let him. Rolling that back is tough, and I think you honestly need to realize that his saying that he wants to explore being bi is easily possibly the end of your relationship. Don't pretend to be okay when you aren't. He is entitled to make a monogamous relationship an open one just because he has changed. You don't know he won't leave you. You have now opened the door to allowing other people into your relationship. Why are you doing this to yourself? Your husband's behavior is absolutely appalling. He has already pushed the boundaries you had put in place with online chatting. I would consider what he is doing cheating. You are making a massive mistake letting this visit happen. You are going to feel absolutely awful, and once you do, it won't be able to be taken back. Your husband is cheating and planning to make it physical in your own home. Being bi doesn't mean he has to act on it. And setting boundaries doesn't mean you're putting yourself first. He's disrespectful to the monogamous relationship and you'll end up hurt. He's taking advantage of the fact you're a doormat that is trying to override your own boundaries to make him happy. Just because you want to be open, and out of fear of being called prude or biphobia. Your husband knows and it's taking advantage. I think you need to consider the fact that you deserve better than a guy who wants carte blanche to cheat on you. If he wants to explore that side, then he should do so as a single man, and not be a cheat. Telling you he's going to do it doesn't make him any better than if he was doing it behind your back. If you want a monogamous relationship, then you need to put your foot down and tell him that. Do not open up the marriage. And do not let this random guy come to stay with you. Your husband's disrespect is disgusting. Sounds like an affair. He is cheating on you and you're letting him do it. The fact that he is bi has no relevance. I'm a bi female. I wouldn't cheat on my husband as I want a monogamous relationship. Bi doesn't mean poly. There is nothing selfish about wanting monogamy. This is clearly not working for you. Tell him now.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.